Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Dreams. Today, we're diving into a fun what-if scenario for all anime fans. What if Naruko was a full-blooded Saiyan? Before we jump in, a quick disclaimer, all content on this channel is purely for entertainment and discussion. I do not own any of the anime footage used, full credit goes to the original creators and copyright holders. Alright, let's get started. Goku sighed as he looked down on Earth one last time, a gentle, bittersweet smile on his face. He no longer wore his bright orange training gi. Now he wore black boots, dark blue pants with a sash around his waist, a sleeveless dark blue top, and weighted dark blue wristbands. The most unusual thing about him, though, was his twitching brown tail. He remembered all the challenges he had faced in his life, so many powerful foes, but none had tested him quite like this last journey. Months of struggle had taken their toll, and even though he had gained incredible strength, he knew he couldn't face everything alone. After finding guidance from the mystical dragon Shenrong and unlocking a power called Super Saiyan God, Goku had learned to channel all of his feelings, sadness, sorrow, and hope, into strength. With that, he and Vegeta had saved the universe, giving peace to those who had once been threatened. Now, Goku felt it was time to pass on what he had learned and find a worthy successor. Through a shimmering portal marked with a Japanese kanji for leaf, he stepped into a quiet forest. The air was filled with energy. Hundreds of faint sparks danced among the trees, but one stood out. It pulsed with strength, determination, and a hint of sadness, like a flame struggling to stay alive. Goku followed the energy and suddenly saw her, a young girl with bright blonde hair, no older than 5, surrounded by a group of adults who meant her harm. Despite her small size, she moved with incredible speed and strength, dodging and defending herself in ways that seemed impossible for someone so young. Her golden eyes burned with a determination that stopped Goku in his tracks. "I suggest you leave her alone," Goku said firmly, his voice calm but filled with authority. "She doesn't deserve your cruelty." One of the men laughed nervously. "She's just a child." "She's no ordinary child," Goku murmured to himself, watching her stand tall despite the danger. Her small fists struck with precision, her spirit unshakable. She wasn't angry in a way that hurt others carelessly. Her anger came from defending herself and standing up for what was right. Goku felt a smile tug at his lips. That courage, that unbreakable spirit. He had seen something like this before. "You call me a demon," the young girl whispered, her voice sharp yet calm, her eyes never leaving her attackers. "But even demons have more honor than people like you. You think you can scare me? I will never give up." Goku's heart swelled. Here was someone who didn't just survive, she thrived. Someone who could take pain and turn it into courage. "Seems I've found my successor," he thought, kneeling down to meet her gaze. "Her name is Naruko, and one day, she'll shine brighter than anyone else. I'll teach her everything I know." Naruko looked at him curiously, tilting her head. Even in the face of danger, she radiated hope and determination. For the first time, Goku felt a sense of peace, knowing that the universe's next guardian had already begun her journey. And so, a new story was about to begin. One where Naruko would learn, grow, and one day become a hero capable of inspiring generations, all while carrying her unbreakable spirit and kind heart into the future. The village had no idea what was coming, and Naruko felt a spark of determination ignite inside her. Just before anyone could notice, her eyes shimmered a bright jade green, and her hair seemed to lift with its own energy, glowing like sunlight. But instead of anger, her expression carried a quiet, steady focus. The villagers and shinobi began to approach with nervous curiosity, holding tools and sticks as though preparing for a challenge. Naruko shook her head gently. She raised her hand, forming a glowing orb of energy, not to hurt, but to demonstrate control. The orb floated above her palm, spinning with light, and then dispersed harmlessly into the air, leaving the crowd blinking in astonishment. Suddenly, her eyes shifted, glowing a soft violet with 6 elegant rings spiraling around the pupil, a symbol of powers older than any story in the village. She remembered tales of legendary guardians from the gods themselves. A wise figure appeared beside her, Goku, a kind-hearted warrior with a golden tail curling behind him. "It seems you have inherited the essence of the great masters of ninjutsu," Goku said gently. "The legacy of the Senju, the Uchiha, and more." Naruko crossed her arms with a confident smile. "I see. And you are?" "I am Goku, a Saiyan," he replied, nodding. Naruko's eyes widened at the tale and the stories of powerful warriors she had heard in legend. "Why did you save me, Goku Ogi-san?" she asked, curiosity dancing in her gaze. Goku smiled warmly, his voice carrying years of experience. He shared tales of challenges and lessons learned, and Naruko listened with a respectful nod. When he finished, she gave a quiet gasp. "You want me to carry on your legacy? But surely someone else could do it?" Naruko's cheeks flushed at the thought. Goku chuckled kindly. "I've learned that the right person is the one who understands both strength and compassion. You have the courage and heart to use your power wisely. I will help you awaken your full potential." With a gentle swirl of blue energy, Goku merged his essence with a seal, transferring knowledge and strength to Naruko. Her hair shifted to crimson, then to pale green streaked with black, and her body felt stronger, faster, and more attuned to energy than ever before. A small tail flicked behind her, a symbol of her newfound heritage. Naruko soared into the sky, feeling the wind dance around her as she practiced loops, spins, and spins again, testing her control. She glanced down at the village below, where everyone was safely resting, unaware of her secret training. Smiling, she focused on her mission, to grow, learn, and master her powers without letting anger guide her. She summoned hundreds of shimmering clones, each capable of independent thought and learning. "Take everything we need to learn," she instructed. In an instant, her clones raced through forests and fields, gathering scrolls, texts, and tools, preparing to return with knowledge that would strengthen Naruko's skills. Days passed in disciplined training. Naruko mastered balance, agility, and energy control. She practiced elemental techniques, clever movements, and even healing exercises for the forest animals she encountered. One afternoon, she rescued a tiny gazelle from a lion, twisting and guiding the predator gently away before the deer bounded safely into the trees. Her clones trained alongside her in groups, some focused on hand-to-hand techniques, others on elemental magic, others still on creating illusions or mastering light and shadow. Naruko studied every lesson, absorbing each new skill into her mind and spirit. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in violet and gold, she paused to feel her inner strength. Her hair shimmered pale green and black again, and her aura pulsed like gentle lightning. She felt rage from past hardships, but she used it not to harm, but to fuel control, courage, and wisdom. "You did better than I imagined," Goku's voice echoed inside her mind, smiling with pride. "Now, Naruko, let's explore your Saiyan power together." Naruko stood tall, her violet eyes gleaming, and faced her mentor. Together, they moved as one, practicing stances, spins, and energy flows. Each movement made her stronger, more graceful, and more attuned to the magical balance between strength and compassion. As night fell and stars twinkled above, Naruko hovered in the sky, feeling a serene power within her. She knew this was only the beginning of her adventures, of learning, of becoming a guardian not only of her village but of every heart that needed courage. The legendary Saiyan god had awakened, not with fury, but with a heart full of hope. Time skip, 11 months later. 11 months had passed since Naruko had trained under Goku. 11 months since she had grown stronger, learning not only to stand up for herself but to enjoy the magic of her own abilities. For 4 months, she practiced taijutsu, chakra control, and ninjutsu. Being part Saiyan had helped her naturally control her energy, and she soon discovered that she could create multiple shadow clones with ease. She also had an incredible talent for genjutsu, tricks that could gently influence what others saw or felt, like creating playful illusions to make her friends laugh or to teach lessons in a fun way. 7 months later, Naruko had mastered dozens of martial arts katas, from the fluid movements of hermit style and juken to the graceful strikes of kempo and taekwondo. She even trained with Goku in Kamui, sharpening her skills until every movement felt natural, precise, and full of joy. Now, with only a month left before her birthday, Goku had ordered her to take a break and enjoy the village. So here she was, strolling through the streets of Konoha. Her outfit had changed with her new style: black jeans, sturdy black boots, fingerless gloves with a metal plate, and a red sleeveless shirt. A high-collared black cloak hid her face from curious eyes, and a wide-brimmed straw hat shaded her eyes, leaving only her determined smile visible. Her cloak hid clever storage seals along her arms, keeping all her training tools and special tags within easy reach. At her side rested a small, beautifully crafted spear, the Gaebolg, a family heirloom passed down from her mother. Whenever she held it, she felt a soft pang of longing, wondering where her mother might be. As Naruko walked through the park, she sensed someone watching. Looking around, she noticed a small group of Jonin from Konoha attempting to follow her. They clearly weren't hiding very well, chatting in an obvious disguise. She shook her head with a small smile. "May I ask what Jonin would want with someone who's just enjoying the day?" she said, her voice calm yet full of quiet authority. The group, Anko, Kurenai, Mebuki, and a few others, looked startled. Anko, always bold, stepped forward. "We just need to see your face, Naruko," she said, smiling teasingly. Naruko raised an eyebrow. "And why should I show you, Mitarashi-san? I've done nothing wrong." Before they could respond, Anko tried to toss a kunai to her, but Naruko's reflexes were faster than anyone could follow. The kunai disappeared into her hand, transforming into harmless metal strips with a gentle snap. The jonin gawked, astonished. With a soft sigh, Naruko decided to end the suspense. She removed her straw hat and unbuttoned her cloak slightly. The group gasped. Her features were graceful, her aura strong yet warm, and her bright, intelligent eyes shone with confidence. "We meet again, Falcon, Kame, Hebi, Usagi, Saru, and Inu," she said, smiling gently at each of them. Naruko's friends, who had watched her grow from a spirited child into a young hero, were overcome with joy. Mebuki hugged her tightly, Kurenai and the others followed with gentle laughter and happy tears. "So, Naruko," Mebuki asked, "where have you been training all this time?" Naruko pointed toward the forest of death. "Here," she said simply. Their jaws dropped. The forest was legendary for being dangerous, yet Naruko had thrived there, learning and growing stronger every day. Just then, a small group of Onbu appeared behind her. Calmly, Naruko slid her hat back on and asked, "What does Nico-san want?" "The Hokage would like to meet you, along with the council," one Onbu replied respectfully. Naruko's expression softened. "I am trying to enjoy my birthday month, but I suppose duty calls," she said with a gentle smile. With a flick of her wrist, her hair shimmered with the light of her training, a soft green glow that reminded everyone of her incredible growth. Her friends and mentors looked on in awe, proud of how far she had come. Naruko, smiling warmly, nodded to each of them. "Thank you for believing in me," she said. "I promise to use my strength for joy, adventure, and protecting those I care about." And with that, Naruko continued her walk through the park, her spirit bright, her heart full, and her path ahead full of promise. Long ago, in the bustling village of Konoha, there was a bright and spirited girl named Naruko. She had fiery blonde hair streaked with black at the front and the kind of boundless energy that made everyone stop and smile. Naruko was the daughter of the great Minato Namikaze, but more than her famous lineage, she was known for her heart, kind, brave, and full of curiosity about the world. Naruko's days were filled with learning, exploring, and discovering her own unique talents. She could master complicated techniques that even the older ninjas found tricky, and her cleverness made her a favorite among her friends. But Naruko wasn't just clever, she was also protective of those she cared about. Anyone trying to trouble her friends quickly found that Naruko's quick thinking and clever tricks were far stronger than any threat. Over the years, Naruko trained diligently in the Forest of Learning, a magical place where trees whispered secrets of nature and streams sparkled with mysterious energy. During her training, she became close friends with children from many clans. There were Shina and her sister Ame, Kimiko, Choji, Shika and her sister Shima, Hanabi, Neji and his cousin Hinata, Mebuki, Saya, and Toki. Naruko treated everyone with fairness and warmth, and in return, her friends admired her courage and kindness. Naruko's special bond with her friends became clear on her birthday. Hinata and Hanabi ran to her, eyes wide with worry. "Naruko, we need your help," they called. Without hesitation, Naruko thought quickly and whispered, "Follow me closely." Using a gentle illusion technique she had learned, Naruko made them invisible to anyone who might be nearby, guiding them to a safe clearing where they could rest and laugh again. Her cleverness didn't stop there. Naruko devised safe ways for her friends to practice their skills, and she often played harmless pranks on them to make training more fun. She loved seeing their smiles, and her friends admired how she could turn even a tricky situation into an exciting adventure. The story of Naruko spread throughout Konoha. She wasn't just a talented ninja in training, she was someone who brought people together, someone who could solve problems with cleverness and kindness, and someone whose heart was so big that even the tallest challenges seemed small. One sunny afternoon, Naruko stood on a hill overlooking the village. She smiled at the bustling streets below, thinking of all the friends she had made and all the adventures yet to come. With a deep breath, she felt the warmth of her family's love and the bonds of friendship that would guide her for the rest of her life. From that day forward, Naruko continued to explore the world with courage, kindness, and joy, proving that true strength comes not from fighting, but from protecting, caring, and inspiring others. Naruko was now 7 years old, practicing her stances with Gaebolg, moving through each kata with remarkable skill. She noticed her friends, Leia and Tenten, approaching with shy smiles. "Hello, Leia-chan, Tenten-chan. What brings you here?" she asked, wiping sweat from her forehead. We just wanted to visit you, Naruko-senpai, Leia stammered, her cheeks pink. Naruko grinned. Perfect timing. I was practicing my Jojutsu today. Sai-chan, Shisui-chan, and Shin-chan have already joined us. The three girls appeared, playful and teasing, making Naruko laugh. Suddenly, Naruko sensed a faint, familiar presence in the forest. Her heart skipped a beat. Ka-san? She whispered, dashing toward the source. Using her incredible speed, she arrived at a hidden forest path. There, she found her mother trapped by a tricky magical seal. Naruko! Her mother exclaimed, relief in her eyes. Naruko carefully studied the seal, then used her skills to unlock it, freeing her mother. They embraced warmly, tears of joy in their eyes. Don't worry, Ka-san, Naruko said softly. I'll always protect you. Her friends arrived, cheering her bravery. Together, they worked to dismantle the rest of the obstacles in the forest, learning teamwork, courage, and kindness along the way. Naruko smiled as her mother hugged her tightly. She realized that even powerful ninjas must treasure love, friendship, and family above all else. From that day on, Naruko continued her adventures, training hard, making friends, and spreading joy throughout Konoha, always brave, always kind, and always true to her heart. Naruko and the Lightning of Friendship. Naruko, a bright and determined ninja girl, promised Soichi-kun that she would protect the village no matter what. She gripped his hand tightly, feeling the warmth of her friends and family cheering her on. Suddenly, Kakashi appeared, moving quickly toward them. Naruko! Stop! He called, his hand glowing with a spark of lightning. Naruko's eyes shone with determination, and she called forth her own black lightning jutsu. Chidori! Black Chidori, they shouted, their powers clashing in a dazzling display of sparks. But Naruko didn't want to hurt Kakashi, she wanted to show him that she could protect her friends without hurting anyone. Using her cleverness, she redirected the energy into a safe burst of light that lit up the clearing like fireworks. Her mother, Kushina, appeared beside her, smiling warmly. Drawing on her own chakra, she created a bright, swirling ball of energy. Together, Naruko, she said, and they combined their powers into a gentle, glowing orb that healed the forest and everyone around it. Naruko hugged her mother tightly. I'll always protect you, Ka-chan, she whispered. Kushina kissed her forehead and smiled. And I'll always protect you too, my brave girl. With a happy laugh, Naruko soared into the sky, her chakra glowing like sunlight. She returned to the village, where her friends cheered. We knew you could do it, Naruko, they shouted. She waved, feeling proud, not because of her power, but because she used it to protect and care for others. From that day forward, Naruko became known as the ninja who could face any challenge with courage, kindness, and cleverness, and everyone in the village knew that no matter how dark the night, her light would always shine. Dear YouTube family, this is all for now. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of anime, consider subscribing to my channel for more fanfic adventures. Thank you for your support. Regards. Anime Dreams.